everybody, it's me, it's Michelle, and today I am finally going to do my caramel video for you. And I know I've been talking about doing the caramel video forever and a day and a half, and today I'm finally going to do that. So I've got all my ingredients here that I'm going to share with you. First of all, you need a stove. Yep. Second, you need a big old frying pan. You know, one of them things that sometimes you just want to bash into your man's head? Well, we're not going to use it for that today. Maybe tomorrow, but not today. So you need your frying pan. Then you are going to need some butter. Yes. And then you need this. You need a big, huge bag of light brown sugar. Okay, then you need a 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. And let me tell you what, this stuff is really, really good. All right, then you need light corn syrup. You're gonna need some of this. And last but not least, you need vanilla flavoring. Yes. All right. So I'm going to gather all my ingredients and all my stuff, and I am going to take it to the kitchen where I'm going to invite you in to watch how I make my caramel. Okay, everybody, now that I got you in my kitchen, let me tell you about the recipe. Okay, so now, first of all, the measurements of this stuff, of the ingredients that I'm going to tell you is for a half batch. I make a half batch because the big batch makes a lot. Okay, so what I did was I went and chopped everything in half. So to start with, you want to have your butter. It calls for a cup of butter. That's a lot. So I chopped that in half, and I'm only going to use a half cup of butter. So this here, one stick is a half a cup. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my oven on, maybe medium. And then I'm going to put my butter in there and just let it sit and melt. Okay, second of all, well, first, in order for me to really get this bag cut open, I need my big, scary Norman Bates butcher knife. All right. Now, I'm going to put, of the brown sugar, I'm going to put a cup. Now, with brown sugar, you don't just pour it in. You got to pack brown sugar in the measuring cup. So let me show you. I'm going to go ahead and measure out about a cup. But before I get that, ooh, and yes, you will, or I make a mess. So I'm going to put enough in there to where I can press it all down and it measures out to a full cup of brown sugar. Okay, so that's about a cup. So I'm going to pour that on in. And my secret to cooking is taking a pinch of it and eating it. Yep, that's it. Wait a minute, one of the ingredients I forgot to tell you about is salt. Let me reach in here for that. All right. And all you superstitious people, you gotta do like that. Sprinkle some salt in there and just like dump a little bit in your hand and toss it in. And don't forget to toss it over your shoulder, too, as well. Now, for this, you need the whole batch. Calls for 14 ounces. That's what's in this container, is 14 ounces. But since I'm knocking everything in half, I knocked the butter from a cup to a half a cup. So I put one stick in, which measures out to a half a cup. The brown sugar was measured out to 2 cups of brown sugar, but I knocked that to 1 cup, and I'm going to knock the 14 ounce of condensed milk to 7 ounces. So let me take my butcher knife and pop that up and open it. I'm gonna kind of like eyeball it and put about a half. So I'm gonna start drizzling, and y'all gotta see this. Ooh, that looks like enough. And do that right there. All right. So I got that in, and now I need my light corn syrup. It calls for a cup, so I'm gonna put a half cup. Okay, let me measure that on out. Just dump it. Just like when you makeup, just dump it. If y'all seen that video. I had so much fun doing that video. Alright, so just dump that in there too. Now, with the vanilla, you don't put that in there until this is all mixed up. I mean, liquefied, I guess, if you will. So I'm going to turn that up. Now, if y'all ever cooked stuff before, like sugar mixtures or any kind of candy that involves sugar, it says there's different stages. There's the soft ball stage, the hard crack stage, but this calls for the it calls for the soft ball stage, which is usually when you cook anything to do with sugar and you got to get it to a certain temperature, use a thermometer. I used to have one, but I broke it. So I went online and I read up on how many minutes you need to cook something to a certain stage. So I found that with this particular thing here, you need to get it to boil and have it boil on like medium or medium high for like a good 12 minutes. Okay, and once you get this to a good boil for 12 minutes, let it simmer at that level for a good 2 minutes. Once you're done, you want to add your vanilla, okay? Now also, just like the salt, I just eyeballed that, so I kind of want to eyeball the vanilla too. It calls for 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla, but I just drop a little bit in there and watch it do its thing. And I've done this quite a bit because I've made this caramel quite a bit. It's good. I wasn't gonna do this video until after I thought on it for a little bit. A few minutes ago, before I even started this, John Causon's like, I think I might have broke my ankle or broke a bone, and he says he knows that he sprained his ankle, but he might have to go to the doctor, and I'm like freaking out. So I was like, well, what are you gonna do? He's like, well, I don't know, I'll call you back. I'm like, okay. So I figured I would have to leave to go get him or something, but he's like, no. So I thought I'd go ahead and make my video and get that out of the way, and then y'all could see it. Y'all gotta make this. This is so good. Oh my goodness, I have never tasted caramel that was this good. Snaps and props to this person who came up with this recipe. And I'll let you know who she is. I ain't taking credit for nobody's stuff. But whoever made this is awesome. Okay, so anyway, I think that's pretty much mixed together. Oh, what am I thinking? Let me show you. Bear with me, y'all, because I ain't got no tripod or nothing like that, or no cool camera. So I'm gonna pick up my tablet and just show it to you. Bear with me, y'all. Y'all gonna like be seeing stuff flopped everywhere. See, that is the caramel so far. Okay, there. And my big mess I've made. So are y'all still with me here? Oh, hello. Okay, so I'm just gonna like let this sit and start to boil. I'm going to, once it starts boiling just a little bit, I'm gonna put 12 minutes on the stove, and once it hits 12 minutes, I'm gonna kind of like turn it down just a teeny tiny hair, and then I am going to let it sit and cool for a minute. Gotta let it cool, and then you want to find like a baking dish or something like that, because you're gonna want to put this stuff in the refrigerator, not the freezer, and don't let it sit out. You want it to, it's gonna be like really, when it's done boiling and when you're finished cooking it, it's going to be really liquefied, you know, drippy, like where you pick it up, it's gonna drip just like that. You see it? Alright, so it's boiling now. I'm gonna let this cook for about 12 minutes. Let it sit for a couple of minutes, and then I will show you my finished product. Now, before I made this here, I have another batch that I've already made, and you're gonna have to forgive me because the batch that I made, I'm gonna show y'all once this is done cooking. I wanted to show you the ingredients. I wanted to give you the measurements and show you what you're supposed to do in the pan. Bring it to a boil. Put everything in all at one time, except for the vanilla. okay? That goes in after it's done cooking. So I'm gonna let this cook continuously, and you wanna stir, you know, all throughout. Once it gets to a good boil, turn it down just a little bit, but it needs to still have that big boiling stage for at least 12 minutes, like I was saying, because if not, it's not going to turn out right. Because I did it one time where I didn't boil it long enough, or it didn't have a steady good boil the whole time, and it never hardened up into like a chewy caramel. That's what you want. So don't have it too high because you don't want it to scald or burn, but high enough. Maybe like if you have the little numbers on your dial, then maybe have it on the continuous one, have it on for maybe 5. Put it on number 5. If it gets too high, then turn it down like to a 4 maybe, but just keep it at a good continuous boil and stir here and there. Okay, like I said, like when you're using something or boiling something like milk or anything like that, it's gonna scald and burn, and y'all don't want that. I don't want that. So I'm gonna turn that down to about 5 right now. Keep it, I didn't even turn my stove on or my timer on. So I'm gonna put that on 10 for now. It's cooked about 2 minutes, I think. So when this is all the way done boiling to the time you want it, you want to let it sit for a couple minutes and then turn it off, let it cool some. Get you a pan. Well, let me show you already what pan I've got. And y'all excuse me because I've eaten half the pan. Okay. Ow. Alright, this is my pan. You want to take a butter stick and just kind of like rub the bottom of the pan and the outside edges and stuff like that, because you don't want it, when you go to get it out of the pan, you don't want it to stick to it, right? You want it to stick in here. So, this is my pan. I buttered the inside, and now if you would like to see what the caramel looks like, there it is. See, I have eaten that. And if you can tell, I eat a lot of it. Yeah. But anyway, I'm going to keep this boiling, and y'all try this. Please, it's good. And if you do try it, leave me some comments on my YouTube channel, on this video's comments, or either go on my Facebook page under Christina Elks and leave me some comments there. Take some pictures of what you did and show them to me. It'll make me feel really good, I promise. But anyway, y'all rate this. Tell me how good you think it is. Please try it. It's really, really awesome. Leave me some comments. And, I think I'm going to take another bite. Yeah, watch me do that at least. Oh, that is so freaking good. But anyway, I'm going to finish this up, and I hope to see y'all tomorrow.